Hello and welcome to another video. I thought I'd look at the Spidey thing again. I'm not too sure what I want to do. I'm kind of going into it with that kind of thing again. What I kind of want to do is maybe get more of an understanding of switches. So the last episode I built this kind of test room, I guess, and we've got various switches. So that one does that. The next one, I believe, opens up that one. And this one is moving the helicopter, so it's moved it down, and it's just stopped it. It might be more exciting if I put that the other way, so it goes a different direction. But yeah, if we kind of do a display on our test room there, we can see the objects that it has. It's got a lot of things. And so this magenta, I believe, 54, this magenta one here, this is saying that it's got a toggle object kind of thing. And what that's doing is kind of when it's testing like certain things, which it makes me wonder whether we can somehow, I don't know, have like multiple switches operating on the same object. Maybe, or we could try and work out how we can link together switches. So I mean, there's already an example in how do we keys. Can we do that? There's just a gap. So in here we did have switches. We had these two switches up the top here that were kind of linked together. So I could look at that maybe. And I believe there was the toggle bit operator. And I guess to do that, what do I kind of want to do? I think just curious. I've got bad memory with the Metamon. Maybe I always had bad memory, but let me in. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because the tile map shows that it is 68. So these are actually the same tiles all the way through, but the switch kind of changes them. So if we look at these two switches, I guess, it has a toggle block. Maybe I can do a select on this so it's more obvious what I'm selecting. And so it actually says what the value of the off and on should be. And I guess like we could combine both of those up to it does both of them. Oh, I don't know, like maybe I'll make this first one also open up a hole down there so the helicopter could come down. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I've never really made a game other than those like I don't know, you do like random like let's build tic-tac-toe and stuff like that. No, I've done maybe a bit more complex than that, but I've never really been one for game design. And I mean these guys have done a reasonable job. I mean, I kind of like the layout of it all. But yeah, level design, not so good at that. So it struggles me to kind of come up with what you might want to do. But yeah, I guess thinking about like what this level has, yeah, it's got that bug, and so this has also happened, and I'm not sure why that happens. It just disappears. I'm not too sure why that happens. So I haven't thought about it last time. So I mean, we could maybe like background that task, and we can look at what the first one is, and so like, I don't know, the object will just be this in this one, and if we have the right key, I don't know. If we look at this object, it's just like it fills the same entry, and yes, I think I now know why it has done that. This is because this is looking up like a mover tab entry, and when we no, because come now, my computer's been really slow recently. I'm not too sure why. I don't know. Did we have a Vim open? Cool. What if we foreground that? How do we do jobs? We just do that. We did have a Vim open. Golly. Crazy what you kind of like leave open. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will go back to backgrounding that. So it might be why I keep running out of memory on this. Oh golly, I'm running out of disk space actually. I need to clear up a bit of old things. Maybe like that one, and maybe also that one, and who knows, maybe you can keep that one around. That's alright. Cool, so different switches that you might be able to do. And the other thing I also kind of wanted to test was, I think it doesn't really matter what orientation it might be. So maybe if we put that switch up over here, and we can do this. We can't do it with the fancy editor yet, but what we can do is we can see kind of where things are at. Perhaps once I get in this test room, I should make it so I'm always in this test room. Yeah. So I don't know. I've got two things that I'm trying to do at once, I guess. Right. So I guess the first thing we can do is we wanted something like there is at 13. So we want to get the maybe first switch out of that room. So what we can do is get the first switch, and we can get the Y, and that is going to be the 0x13, and the X is just going to be the 0th column. And what they'll do is move that switch. Was the okay, that was my first switch I put down, then I put that switch down, then I put that switch down, I guess. But yeah, so now that's there. It hasn't updated in this, but I also wanted to do the other thing, which I think is potentially wise. And what that is if we look at the display, not that room, this room, we have at this unknown B, potentially I will have a look at that. And so that's kind of looking at move tab. Maybe this window can be move a tab. I guess we need to get the Spidey editor, and then we need to like move a tab. We don't have a local copy, but it's in here, and move a tab. We have made a backup. Cool. So I guess if we have a look at this, and maybe like the first view, but So this is like grouped into maybe even just like the first 5. It's grouped into bytes of 3, and so this helicopter starts off stationary, right? If I change this byte, in fact, I think we can not do that, but we can even use the old Vim to do it. But there's I had a hex editor. Yeah, hex edit will do. And if we get that mover tab, and if we change the third byte over to be B8, I mean everything else is B8. I have some understanding of what that is, and I'll change the last one. And how do we save in this? Is it that? Yeah. Ooh, no. That's cool. What are the keys in this? Right. I've lost the keys as to how to like get around in here. So save was F2. Save and exit. That's potentially what I want. But F2. Oh, I can hit it easy on this. F2 and Control C would do the trick. So Control C to get out, and we can F2 to save. Perfect. Anyhow, so what that's done is set like that, and I think they'll make the helicopter move. And so what I can do is ground. Guess it's not that. No, we just wanted that does the most recently. We want to do this and do that. That didn't even. We do actually need to just quit this. And so we do this, start up a new session. So the helicopter's moving. Note that. And the helicopter's not there. And I think if I twiddle. Hey, that was kind of weird. I like slid. But yeah, so maybe what I'll do is make the helicopter go sideways. That could be a kind of good test. Maybe like slide and down. What we can do is save this bit. If we maybe change it to B7, so it was B8. I believe they'll either make it go down or sideways. One of those bits is it, but yeah, you may have seen the helicopter like went slightly over. I think I know why. Yeah, so it went slightly over. It's kind of fun. There's like a switch, golly, is it here? Not on the helicopter there, but I think where the helicopter was, there would have been a switch roughly where Spidey's head kind of jumps to. And when the helicopter moved sideways, it would have hit that switch, and that switch just says go up, and so it went up. But yeah, so I guess that isn't the direction that I want. But you can see that these are kind of making some changes. How do we do it? We do that, yeah. And if we start up that again, see what the helicopter does. That just did the same thing. Perhaps I could set that to 0, and I think that's like the. In fact, midnight decoded. I had some notes in here about mover tab. So we have delta x, delta y, and type. I didn't really say much about type, did I? bottom 3 bits of type are an index into another table. That's right. And then that's like another XY pair. So the bottom 3 bits are not set in this. Yes, but get out of this. It's kind of funny. I do like Control S to save. I don't know why I don't use an editor that does that normally, but it does search in this, but for some reason it saves before doing that search, so it has the side effect of letting me do what I want, but it's not the official way. That's real dented. I dropped it my drink bottle earlier today. Gosh, lips are like real chapped still. Weird side effects. What it is, it's what life dealt me. So yeah, I think this bit here, B8. So that's kind of got B8 is what? So you've got the top one has B, and so that's going to be 12, and so you can. I don't know why I'm doing it manually. It is useful to do, but I don't know. I'm at a loss as to B for a bit, but if we look at this, you'll see like it hasn't shown all of them, but no, it has. Yeah, so B has the 8, and then like it's got these. But importantly, these 3 bits aren't being set. So I guess if I instead go up to 9, we don't need a B in there. Then this will be a different index into it. It still goes up. I don't know. Anyhow, what I might do is just set it back to 0, and let's kind of ignore that. Well, I didn't really want to do that. We got it in time. Now I need to like remember how to quit. Do that and quit there. I forgot the hotkey to full screen it, and my i3 doesn't let me play. So what I want to do is, if we go back to the display, we can see there is a base offset into this, and so it's 1. So that would mean that it'll be looking at this group of 3 as like the first thing, but me playing with these bits are quite clear that it's not doing that. But what I might do is we could set this to some other things, and hopefully we see different things happen. So, for example, there is a B8 here in the second slot. So if we could change one. We'll change one to have unknown. Maybe we'll display one and do that sort of a grip for. There's only a few of them. A noise got made. I don't know what that noise might have been. But yeah, if we patch that and we go unknown B, I think that's how we might do it. And then we could set that to 2, and so now that should have 2. And so what that should have done is kind of shift up. So now we're looking at this group of 3 and this group of 3. And my hypothesis, if we set this back to 1, and the mover tab is 0, then if we do the play, the helicopter will be static, stationary. Cool. Cool. And if we do this unknown B to 2, I believe the helicopter will go straight up, I think it is. It won't do that sideways motion first, but if it does, it does. And it doesn't do a thing. It makes me wonder what this is. If that comment I left isn't doing that. I mean, this is kind of what you're doing. This, I do like this handy. So if it was 1, maybe we'll go up to 4. So we're going up by 3. I might need to read the assembly for that again, but I don't really want to. But yeah, what I'm thinking is why this guy falls and also this guy falls. I think the reason is because they are one and the same. The entry is one and the same in this kind of editor. So what perhaps I might do is maybe set this back to 1, just so it's back to how it was, and maybe I'll set that to 0, and so this should have R2-D2 not moving, and we have no R2-D2. Yeah, it does like a weird thing. I think we well, actually, I've got a didn't really want that. I do have a, if we do the display on 0, the toggle object is doing a thing, and what I believe it's doing is it's setting the mover tab entry to 2 and to 0. So that's why I thought the 0 would do it. But yeah, so I guess this should go back to B8. Is that the right one? No, that's not. It is B8 there. And what I might do is maybe set this to 20. And if we save that, that's probably the helicopter going. Can't recall which direction I made it go. Probably not up on that test screen, so he's just chilling there. That helicopter dropped. And I hope you start to understand that these two rooms are linked. So I had in this thing some entries about yeah, so the toggle object does actually have some stuff. Yeah, so 60 is moved up. So when it was set to 8, that is when it had this no, that's I'm not thinking right. So 60, which in binary is not equal to 0x80 at all. Like a bit is not set. So imagine like that's. I don't really like the way Python does it because yeah, but it is kind of easy-ish to do. So what I think I want to do is maybe now using those instructions kind of craft a thing that does it. But these use like the bottom 3 bits, which I thought were special. But yeah, so I guess if we have this as 0 and perhaps we have this as we can go to the left, and that way both the helicopters will go left, I think. And so if we run that, helicopter goes left, and this helicopter is doing a thing. It's definitely doing a thing. But yeah, so what does the B mean? And like, yeah. I don't know why that changes so much. So what I might do is maybe I'll make it go to the other way. Hear me out. I've got some reasons. So this way it goes to the right. Hopefully we don't lose the helicopter in the first one to weirdness. That one doesn't move. But this one has moved all the way to the right. And if we hit that one, we see it's still trying to move. So it's like on a warpath to do that. And this one, it slips over the wall. So what I think has happened is, so this helicopter was there. Yes, I think my mouse does show. And this one has now slipped through the wall as well, because when this one kind of went through this gap into this chamber, this one over here, which has done another thing, by the way, has it knew that it moved, so it then moved a bit. But then because this one moved a bit, I went in that room, and then that one had shuffled through the wall. And then because that one then moved, this one then has kind of gone through, and it's kind of parked at this point here. The two blank tiles are actually part of the model, which we can see. If we look at this, we can see it has like a width of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, kind of interesting that it's got these two. Oh no, this actually has the top of the blade. It's actually kind of hard to see though. That is not the command to do it, and I don't really want to go there. There was actually a lucky one. I'm working on the shell. But yeah, so what I've worked out from that is, he said it crashed because it opened too many things and it got squashed too much. But yeah, it crashed. I also didn't check whether, in all that helicopter moving, which will still do the same thing, I never checked that switch, which it is over there. Hear me out, it's there. This middle switch here is not a switch. Not a switch. But that tile on the wall, way over there, I thought was a switch. Perhaps they need to be of a certain thing. But yeah, I thought there would be a switch. Kind of in that second one up. Here. Perhaps it needs to be of the right type. So, I mean, we can do this in I'll get it to come over to here. We can maybe change this to be a 54 and see if that does it. Otherwise, it didn't move the switch how I thought it would. Yeah, so now it's a switch, but it's on the top. So that's perhaps something to note. I mean, to get it that a slight amount of room there. And so, yeah, I guess you can have switches on the side, that one on the far side there is a switch. That's just where the mummy is. I'm not too sure why. It's just there for some reason. It's kind of, yeah, interesting. So if I time over there. That's now a switch operated from the top and bottom. Interesting. So there are like different types of tiles, and I have a bit of thing there. So there's a bunch of things, and we can make it magnetic. So there's one thing that I'm kind of interested in. So perhaps over here, this 5-4. So 5-4 sits in the solid category. Perhaps we could change this 5-4. This we could potentially change back to a 6A because it is in a switch and it kind of confuses the show. Perhaps this one we could basically take 2 off the first number, so make that a 14. I don't know if I'll fall through that, but perhaps I will. And perhaps I kind of want that. Well, no, while it's there, I kind of want to see there was a switch. I mean, these on side. Yeah, so this one, 34, we could potentially do. And so there will probably just be a switch that we can hit from afar, which could be interesting. And what if we make really this 5-4, we could upgrade this to. I mean, we've got 4 sets, and I've only got 3 switches, which is kind of annoying. We can make a new switch. So what I want to do is maybe make this a slippery one. So we'll just slide over it, but I think as we slide, it will trigger a switch. So there will probably be a D4. That just turns switches off. Control S there in my little editor just does that. So yeah, and I guess the 1-4 we kind of fall through. The 3-4, the 3-4, I guess we're also able to fall through. We've already checked the solid, so I guess we can check the magnetic afterwards. Don't need a macro at this time. Don't need to do that. So if we run this again. So, took its time. So, when I go in, I expect the helicopter is just going to be hurting that guy. No, he didn't do that. So this wasn't the tile I expected it to be honest. But yeah, this first one was slippery. So I slip right through it. This one, I fall right through. Cool. And that final one, I wanted to see whether, which I think we needed the helicopter involved here. So we're just going straight through that. So what I might do is, I do have another kind of thing. So this 3-4, grey block, that isn't the one the one on the side. This is in a different tile set, I realise. So you have like an offset, so these are like the underground areas. So what's the one? Well, in fact, I can in here just kind of go across a few, and we can see it's a 50. So if we look at 50, 50. That's because it loops over. So I guess if we search for 10, then yeah, it's the red button thing that you have to push in the cave. And we can have a 1 as well, which I wonder if that does the. I kind of want Pet Jared and have golly, what did I call it? Display their correct like best. We need. That's great. I print everything to standard error for some reason. But yeah, if we do that and search for West, I want to change that. So if we patch there and we do room West, I think, and we can set it to maybe just itself. And it'll just loop that around. Cool. So how does everything kind of look there? We didn't change this, but what if we changed it to 11? I wonder if it's already toggled, if that kind of makes sense. So if we maybe do this and start playing again. In fact, no, wait until we get that, and then I actually want to change if we do this, the magnetic, so that's in the that range. So if we go to 9.4, 9.4, weird glitch in the editor. Yeah, I think I pushed escape, which I thought would do a thing, and then I pushed up, which seems a ANSI code, and the editor just decided it was. But yeah, anyway, what did I want 9.4? And so that should be magnetic. So now if we play this gives us another test. So like the 1.1, I guess, is it switched on? Is it not? So this, I guess it's not a switch when it's invisible. So that does a thing. And this is also doing a thing. And so this was magnetic, and it is doing a thing. It's making a noise. It's kind of, if we do that, then this helicopter should make it so that it goes. I don't know. I'll show it like straight off without moving the helicopter. So it should drop the helicopter, and so we'll go down, and it does. And so this is a magnetic tile, but we seem. Oh yeah, so we can't actually fully stick to it, whereas this one, oh no, we still can't like fully stick to it. Interesting. I kind of want a helicopter there to get me up. Makes it a bit trickier. That's kind of interesting. How we get. I mean, that kind of just sets it. We could set this one below there, and like these are just like now set. These aren't switches down here, but we can stick to them. But yeah, I guess there is one switch. I guess we have to like go through and do the R2D2 or do the like glitch thing to roll down, but I don't know. I'm out of practice for trying that sort of thing. Whoa! Did like a little bounce back. Was this the one? No, this was the one. Gosh, I'm out of practice. Right, all of this just to see a little switch and see if I can stick to it. So this is like a slippery. But yeah, I believe this tile that I'm about to go hitting, if we do it in that one. So it is a 5-4, so it is falling in that camp of, I can't remember which camp that was, but technique, there, oh, I've gone over there, that's why. Right, so here we can stick to that tile, but this one we can't. Perhaps just all switches become magnetic. I think that's kind of just there. So magnetic is only meant to be 80. By magnetic, what I mean is, so if we change this 4A, which is in the solid set, if we change it to be an 8A instead, and then run that, I believe that one we won't be able to stick our webs to. So it kind of makes a funny noise and you can't do it. So it is a different noise to the switches that you can't. Yeah, I think that's that. And yeah, so the invisible ones, I decided that just needs to be like a, I don't know. So switches, maybe I can add this. Can't be switches. And like this solid one, yeah, so it depends on like, it'll most likely depend on a certain bit of a range. So I'm kind of interested. Like a 4.0 is invisible, but it's yeah. So I believe that will be invisible, but yeah, sure. Yeah, perhaps switches can only be a certain thing, but so this 4.0 will be invisible, but there's a block there, but it is not a switch. I wonder if there'll be a switch on the top. Find out. It is a switch on the top. So, what makes a switch on the top? Or so this will likely be a switched on switch that's operated from the top. My guess, hypothesis. So if we jump into here, well, I guess. It isn't switched on because then, oh yeah, it also hurts me because this particular hut tile is sore. So yeah, that doesn't really set the start state, but it is still on the top. I kind of want maybe this to be, we can have kind of two switches that we can easily check. It still means I need to, yeah, you can have a switch that just looks like a normal thing. Crazy. Imagine a game where you have invisible switches. I just can't even fathom it. I mean, could not fathom it. I just made that helicopter go up by magic. It's an invisible switch there. I guess what I want to do is basically find something like a bit combination that might suggest whether it's a sideways bit or not. So this is a sideways girder. It's still like a switch from the top. We didn't change the. I mean, I assume. Yeah. Maybe this. We'll just change this one for now until we find one that doesn't seem to act as a switch from the top. That locked the screen. Got two shortcuts very close to each other. Starting to get a nerve. Little scratch in the chin. Not bad, but could most definitely be worse. I didn't really want to do that. I didn't really want to do that. It's like Control F10. Control F10, one of these. That was killed. So what I wanted to do was maybe for 5, find something that doesn't work as a switch. Perhaps if bizarre, I guess for a better hypothesis would be. I kind of want to move. So Spidey starts at that point there. So I guess what I want to do is perhaps just put a new switch in midnight. And so we had switches. I don't know. We can just add a new switch. But we're going to add it to 1, and I guess we need to figure out what number we need to support on 1. That didn't really help. All up here we have 6 switches. So I guess in this we can make that entry 6, and our X can be 3. And our Y can be 15. So that's going to be just below us, really. But perhaps I want to make it at 4. Well, perhaps actually. Now that's not a bad location for a test switch. I could have it at this point here. So there'll be X is 7, and that wasn't the shortcut, that was. Y can be that. And so what do we want to do for types and whatnot? I think we have to do something like this now. And we can have this to be golly, what do I have in these? I might just make a toggle block type thing appear. Let me go back to an example. Thanks. So we're going to have a toggle block. I think I don't need to put it in caps, but who knows? And what block do I want to toggle? Golly, I could do a little thing. Oh, maybe I will. Ooh, could be cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do this. I won't even say what I'm going to do. I'll just do it, and it'll just work first time. Maybe that's what I'll do. But perhaps I need to see where things are at. I don't want to be at 1-1. So we'll do x is 1 and y is 1, and maybe I'll do of vertical, and we can do off can be 0, and on can be, I don't know, 4, 4. We'll just do that. It's like, actually, no, what's this? 4a was somewhat useful, but we need to do something like that. And so that's going to be that. And I think, did I let me do something like this? It could be a useful feature, actually. So they'll like take it up one level back to the switches 6, but I fear I have to say switches 6 dot uh, dot 2 2 dot type, and this is going to be another toggle block, and we also need to say size. That's what we need. And what size do we want? Maybe we can have a size of 5. And here we can do a toggle block, and we can do maybe the x can be so I guess maybe this can be 2, and y can be 0x3. Yeah, is that what I want? I think I actually want this to be maybe 7. No, I think I do want it to be 5, but maybe 7. I think 7. Yeah. Right, and then this can have a size of maybe 2 or something like that, and then that's what we need, and then we'll do something like this. And I think at this point here, I want to go to and find like the S and do that, and then like yank to the end, and then maybe do something like that, and then maybe that maybe we just want to go like that. But can we go back to where we were? God, I could have done that a bit better. Yeah, so we want to do that, but we want to add another chunk. Oh, golly, this one's going to have a lot of chunks. It's going to be pretty wild. And what is this chunk going to have? I reckon it's going to have an X of, let's say 3, no 4. And Y we can have is, golly, it's not like the best way to do it, but yeah, Y we can have as 1, and size we can have as 7. Yeah, and I reckon I'll just leave it at that. It's done a thing in midnight, and so my idea of that was that that is going to be a switch. So I guess this needs to be available as a test switch. Or I just realized, will it work from the other way? I think I need to find a tile. So I red button, okay, and green button, so that's just after that, but then like then golly. Yeah, I don't know. But anyhow, we'll make a little test button. That is sideways operated, which I think could be this, but perhaps we might need to put it in there. Yeah. I don't know. I'll see how this goes, and might need to move the switch to be on the other side, or find one that has one that you can do. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let me have a little look see at what this did. So the off. We didn't set on for things. So in this, I guess I mean we can probably just do something like this. Chunks to dot with that one, and then go back to this and dot on 0x4a, and make that like that. Yeah, maybe this will do the right trick. So yeah, it was kind of interesting because gosh, where was it? I think the off and on is back to front maybe, or like it's already switched on, but like yeah, if it's already switched on. So I believe this will maybe take me to this. There'll probably be an H in the sky. Look at that. There would be an H if I remembered. Yeah, golly. I don't know. We need to make chunks vertical and do that to be 3. And now there will be an H in the sky. And I guess after that, I want to see why it's in the on state. And I guess I didn't want that many, so I guess I want 2 less. So what we can do is we can do size is 5 and size and also the 1. And I guess what if the tile was 5-1? Will it be switched off by default? Because it'll be a green. I thought it would have been green. Lots of green. With it, cave. Green button after it's been pressed. Yeah, so it's like defaulting to be on. Weirdly. But yeah, what I think I need to do is make Spidey maybe turn around to do this kind of magic. So this could be just a 4A again, and I guess we just need to change the X to be 0. Yeah, 0 is correct. And we play that again. Now we should be able to turn around and not switch it. Hey, it's switched from the top. What makes it different to this one? what does make it different from that one? So this 50 and that 50, you would think are very different. So I guess if we do a display of one, so we've got this cyan one, this one, room entry false. Yeah, we did have a thing there. Room entry is false. No, that's just on room entry. We don't want that room entry. I still don't know a few bytes, and I wonder if these are the ones, but... Yeah, because here Are we looking at the right one? Do we have like heaps of switches? Nah, this... In 19 is that kind of roughly right? X, it's like off by one. No, this is, are we in the right room? This was midnight. So what I'm kind of seeing is, 19 and Y, 19.9, and so I'm guessing it's that one. Why is the colouring bad? I don't like that the colouring's wrong. Because yeah, this first switch, where's that? 17.4. There'll be that guy up there. Yeah, this colouring is whack. Why do we start with yellow? Is it because we're... Golly, this changes everything. Was I always looking at the wrong one? Anyway, so I guess, the 1014, that looks right. This looks right. Room entry, true. Oh no, that's not right. Let me get back to here. So what are we here? 1419. 1419. 1419. Nice little magenta. I should fix up these colours because I think I have been looking at the wrong colours before. This does like a toggle bit. I haven't done toggle bits, but then like I think the toggle bit is because it's just doing something in the next room. Right, LSB is 20 and MSB is 20. They could be things. So they could be operating whether they are sideways switch or not. This is kind of cool. Alright, so what we can do is we can patch one and we can do switches. Gosh, which switch did it end up being? I kind of want to put the number there. In fact, I want to kind of figure out why. Maybe we can get rid of old Spidey for a bit. I want to figure out why the color is wrong. So the color. So we will print the tiles. Right. So when we this is when we're printing in the object, so this is a block or a sprite, easy. Otherwise, when we're printing a switch, it should be S plus number of objects. So this is so this is going after all the objects, and I think we don't do that down here. So we do moving objects and we do all the colors. what color were we doing this? So it's all like 7. So we loop through all the objects and then we loop through all the switches. But then the switches, the color will come after the last object, just for reasons. So all the switches, we will do a switch. And so this will be seemingly the same equation. We have the +1. Let's not put it there. Let's maybe bring this. What if we get this to be dot C as well? Maybe search for that color. So in here, object is O, and this is just O plus 7 plus 1, easy. And that is the 3, and it's a 4 if it's a sprite, and then it's a 4 if it's a sprite, and it's S, which is the switch ID, and here we're doing I, that's all right. But we use the number of objects, exe, so I plus that, 7 plus 1. It's using the same equation, right? And like that's just kind of carrying over that. And like it doesn't do the chunks of different color, that's all right. I don't get it. They should be the same color. They just should be the same color. Anyhow, I think when we print out the thing, we could probably do IDX. I don't really want to put it in there. IDX equals, and we can put this in LD, and we can, as our first thing, let's give it an I. And perhaps this is useful for the objects and sprites as well. And so here we can do x equals LD, do that, and then just pass it I. And similar when we're doing a sprite, we would just do that, and here and here, do x equals LD. Cool. If we do that and maybe compile again, so that I just don't understand why the colors not. Anyhow, we should probably kill this one, to be honest. If we make that again, we should have some things, and we do a display. We're showing the index. That's one thing. This is potentially better. So like that's yellow, and that's now magenta, and that's like the 14, 19. Yeah, so that's that one, and then we're back to green for my one, which is seemingly right. I don't know why I was playing up, but anyhow, we should get that. And right, so what were the bits that were used in it? MSB was 20 and LSB was also 20. I wonder if that is what direction it can be done from. So here we can do patch 1 of which is 6, we have called it, and you can do LSB 0x20 dot LSB 0x20. We'll just do the same for that. Do we have to do dot chunk 0 dot that and right to the preamble? All right, so that seemed to have worked. So here we can just run it again and see what it all looks like. It's a sideways switch, and we can't switch it back off. All right, so it's a one-off switch now. We'll set MSB back to 0 and see if that changed whether it's a one-off. It's now no longer a one-off. So that's a field that we've got, and it's still a slide-on. So what are the bits that we don't really know? So we could also have 40. So I wonder if we set to 40 and perhaps do like I kind of want to set this to be 50 as well. So I'm going to kind of flip the switch back to here and maybe put that to X is 0, 7 instead of 0. And so what aren't we allowed to do is because we don't have that. In fact, I kind of want to undo that and go to there and go not like that, like that. Like that. Yeah. Good for the brain to remember how to do that. So for those of you that don't know, this is in Bash, which uses kind of read line, which has a bunch of things. I wanted to get to this point in the middle. So there's a couple of useful keys. You can go start and end, which is A and E. A for start of the alphabet, I guess, and E for end of the alphabet. I don't know. You can do Alt B for going backwards, and you can go Alt F for going forwards. You can go Control B for back characters, and Control F for forward characters. That's some kind of useful one. Then you can also do Control closing square bracket, then any character, say, I don't know, a dot, and you'll jump to the next location of that dot, and you can go Control Shift that same bracket, the closing square bracket, and maybe say put C. Maybe do it. Golly. Do that and then C. I don't know why that isn't. It's definitely not that one. I did it just before as well. Yeah, it's just giving me a bell. Is it? It's Alt, which makes sense. Control Alt. In fact, is it just Alt? No, it's not just Alt. Golly. Right, so Control Alt, that closing square bracket, then you push C, takes you back to the last C, and if you do it again, it'll just go to the same one. Like there's a couple of S's, so we could do S, then S, and we'll jump there. And I think there's a hotkey to do that one. But anyway, I wanted a dot there after doing that. And so what that's done is kind of moved the switch over to that side. And with the LSB 40, I should note that down, but that was whether it was accessible from the side. And I think, well, in fact, I set it from 2240. I wonder whether that means it's accessible from the other side. In fact, so that's not a switch. What I should do is perhaps actually let's get this, and that can just be a 4A, and we can have a 50 there. In fact, 50. And that should help us work out which side it is. And so if we did do something like that and put it at 1 instead, and so that's going to be our test switch, and we can just climb over and see whether it hits from one side or the other. So it's not a switch on that side, not a switch on the top. Not a switch from that side. Might be a switch underneath. So I guess we should put the Y on. I kind of want to maybe put it there. Where does Spidey start out? Yeah, so we have space for 1. So maybe I want to put it there. Y can be 0 to 12, and .x can be 0 to 2. Cool, making some things. So here, I'll switch from that side. It didn't move. The switches are like invisible, but it might be here. I don't know. Didn't really help with the test, so we want to do something like this, but with our tile editor, 50 and 00. Cool. Is it even high enough? It might not be high enough, because what I want to do is see if it's accessible from the bottom. So it needs to be 1 higher, so up to 11, and this can be that. Perhaps like to 11, which is 217, should be as well. We don't have switches on. Got ya. Keep on. Should turn on switches by default, I guess. But cool. So now it's a switch from the bottom. Let me note down some values. LSB 40 is bottom. So if we get that, and if we did the, what, it was 20, and that was like the top? Oh no, that was the side. So no longer from there, but now a switch from that side, but not a switch from that side, and it's too fat to go that way. Not a switch from the bottom, but it is a switch from that side. Boom. I wrote an H in the sky. Cool, so that is something. So 0x20 is 0x20 from the right hand side. Right hand side. We didn't get a left hand side one, did we? But we do have 80. We could put the two together. So we could put 60. See what that does. Not that. Right, so that's from that side. When they're both together, 0x60, left hand side, and 0x0 of those bits, I guess, is the top side, which just to confirm, so that will be yeah, so all the lower bits are kind of sus, but we're looking at LSB, so 0, 0, 0 should be the top side. I mean, that's what it kind of was to start with. So, top side. Top. So, what about that MSB bit? Well, actually, we have one more kind of bit. The 80, I don't know, which that was, I don't know, what does it do? Who knows? So we'll set it to, I guess I want it maybe on the bottom for ease of access. And the MSB we also had set to 20 in the whichever one it was, the pink. We had MSB without Y, and LSB is 20. So MSB is 20, and MSB we could be 80, 40, or 20. Oh, LSB 80 didn't exist. So 20, this did something. MSB 20, what did this do? It was just already switched on from memory. Already switched on. So if we take off that one, it should be switched off. I need water, hands and barn. It's switched on. No, it was 20, wasn't it? What does 20 do? It did a thing before there, I thought was... oh, was it... now it just... One-time use. So, 0x20... one-time use. Right, so if that is the case, I would guess that these two have the one-time bit set. So 5, that's a blue and a yellow. So this yellow has MSB has 20 one-time bit set, and then this one here, MSB also has 20, which is one-time bit set. And yeah, that's probably that. So what is 40 though? Who knows? I've got a sig fault in the editor. 40 is no time bit. It's also, it's set to be on. I don't know. What if we do 60? Oh yeah, this is it did seek fault. Yeah, we have got a corrupted room somewhere. It's interesting that anyhow, we need to copy our existing one back and do we have the big thing to like create our thing? I guess it was this type of thing. Did that have it all? So we have one chunk, we have two chunks, but we don't have the first chunk. Chunks 0 type is total block dot x is well no chunks 1 seems to be doing that so guess there needs to be a that's going there is horizontal just in case we need to set it explicitly not that one that one and so this is going to be to across so that'll be well to across two across that did something weird. But I think because we start there and there, I think that might be right. And then here we just want to go back to 1, and then this is going to be 7, and there it's going to be vertical. And we wanted our little test cube to be here. It's 0x 2 and y at 0x11. So we can put our cube there. So if we put the cube there, show sketches and do that command there, we've got a little test cube. So did it break when I did MSB 60 because that's the next well 40 I haven't tested, so maybe I'll do this. Yeah, so I'm getting like an insertion failed, so it's corrupting something that is interesting and like now we can't read the room. We can read that, but yeah, well, I suppose yeah, you can't read the room at all. I wonder why that does. Ah, come on, Spidey. So like 0 time use, I guess, and I guess with this command here, I didn't do like on off. Yeah. So do we have a on and off here? No, we don't really. So on is 0x4a and off there, and we could probably just add the same thing. Yeah. Right. So, oh yeah, because we've just deleted our room. Just by setting MSB 40, it is kind of interesting. So I think I kind of know why. So if we do the display, when I'm doing this setting MSB, it kind of sets the whole thing. I think is the gist. But yeah, I think. Well, actually, no, because oh, I just need it under. Just get me out. Um, because like the MSB, in fact, like yeah. So if we look at room.c and preamble, um, so if we look at how this document, um, so if we look at the preamble, how it is constructed, so this is yeah. So we read in the MSB and the LSB, and then the whatever the MSB and it, like you figure out what it is, and so this kind of changes the type of it. So the MS, the preamble, um, gets set. Yeah, so the preamble gets set from here, and the X and Y are based on the MSB in there. Okay. So I guess we can write some notes here. LSB 0x40 switch from bottom 0x20 switch from right side 0x6 left hand side and 0x top. And so that is that. And in FB 0x20 one time use. And 0x60 crashes. This he writes badly. So MSB without. So the thing is, like, when you are setting the MSB without, you are literally just setting the MSB for it. Now, it's meant to kind of construct it. So when we're writing the preamble, we should have yeah, so we should get the X and Y out with that, but then so the MSB like that. Yeah, and I guess we can take off whatever's left here. So yeah. So the MSB and the complement of 1F, is that what I want? Because 1F is going to be that, yeah. So that's just going to be basically what 7-0. No, E0. 7-0. What am I on? Yeah, I wonder why that overwrites weirdly. So yeah, because it looks like I future-proofed it, but I have not. Anyhow, let's see if we can maybe not do that. I can fix that up. Maybe we can write our thing. Maybe we can even do tiles of where our thing is 0x2, 0x11, and set that to be ooh, how we adjust that. And so that should have that. That should be a test thing. And here we can just try Oh, because I want to figure it out. I like because I want to test the switch. I don't know. Maybe I figured out the LSB. I can code that up and work it out. Not one-time use. Oh yeah, I forgot I take a long tail on the thing. So I'm 7. No, find 7 and replace with 5 and again. Um, I wonder if we have it as 5-1, will it be switched off? Like it's kind of weird that it's switched on by default. Like perhaps I have it round the wrong way, but I mean, I guess I could rename it from on off to be red and green, but then like not all switches are red and green. Like if we go across to the old foyer, that yellow little thing on the roof there, that's a switch, and it's yellow. Roof and point. So yeah, I just need to work out how to get that right hand, the right hand side, right hand side. I just need to figure out why the MSB mucked it up. I can actually see a small glimpse into why it does muck it up. So if we look at the MSB for this kind of crapped it out. This writes what we think of as the room at the point in time. So we can see that guy there, and that should have MSB 40, and it seems to know our X and our Y and that, but then when it writes it does not write like that. And yeah, it's kind of hard to know because at this point here I can't even like display the room. I can display 1, I can probably display 2, but the 1 has just been stuffed up. I think I know why. No, that wouldn't. Actually, no, I think I know why. It's running out of space. I think it's the gist of it. Because we have too much data to kind of do. Do I have a way of deleting switches? Perhaps I just need to get that original room back, make our little test cube, and we can, instead of doing switches, we can just do switch 5, which has a thing already. We will take over the first chunk and we will add in a bunch more, and I guess this needs all the 6s. There's only 2 of them, cool, so they need to get changed to 5. I think that's a decent hypothesis. So that puts our test cube in the I would have thought that's C folder. That's right. So same place for the test cube, but there's 1 less. 1 less switch. So if I play this just to make sure that it kind of still does a thing, shows an action. That's kind of annoying because that got overridden. I think it's perhaps I need to just set all the other things. Well, actually, what does this display one have? So we do have that. Yeah, one-time use. So I guess if we turn off that one-time use, we should be able to write to it. But it is switching on room entry, so we need to turn that off. So if we do this and find the back buddy here, and we can do entry box and then do the limit chunk. So if we do that, cool, that looks right. And if we do the display, room entry is false. If we do the play, it's controllable by us, not the room. So it doesn't switch. It's not on the bottom. I thought I had it set up to be the bottom by default. It's the top, all right. Interesting. Let me have a little look, see at the object. So what do we have? We have MSB is 20 and LSB is, right, so it is the top. And 20 was just one off. Do you really want that garbage? So if we do this, we should be setting it from the bottom, that correct, and we're now setting the MSB 40, so it won't be one time use, and it will hopefully be something useful. We still got to see. So my theory is that there's just too much data in the room, and so when it's compressing too many bytes or something, and there is a hard limit, but I don't know. I mean, I can make a text cube in the other room. I think I'll leave it at that, though. I've found out a few things. I'll code them up and make them look good in the editor, and that will make this a lot more less verbose, because pretty much LSB, we don't need anything in there, because I now know what LSB without X and entry is. Only had two options, the 4 and the 2, and it's basically an enumeration of 4 out of those 2 bits. And easy. Cool. So I think that's pretty good. I found out a bunch. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I guess see how that goes. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas on other crazy switch combinations that I should try out, let me know. But yeah, learn a few things. The direction of the switch, like the magnetic stuff, every switch is magnetic. And if you have a visible switch, no, if you have an invisible switch, you could just get on top, but you couldn't shoot from the side. But I think now you probably could have an invisible switch that you shoot from the side, and easily testable if we get our little test cube back. So if we do that, is that what we want? Yeah, we get our little test cube back. And what do I want to test with it? Yeah, so I guess if I set this to be 1-0 instead of 5-0. And so that will be fall through. First set fall through. Yeah, so won't be as solid anymore. It's slippery while the switch magnetic still worked. You still couldn't stick your web to it. But yeah, fall through. I think this will be like I can't touch the switch, but I should be able to interact with it. But potentially not. Potentially not. Yeah, so I can't interact with it. And like that probably hit the top, right? I don't know. We'll get off this bad boy. Or I don't know if that would have counted as hitting the top, but yeah, I think if it is a magnetic, it's. Oh, I'm being foolish. I can literally just go up and then down. Yeah, cool. So magnetic, invisible. You just can't be tiles. Easy to note. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you have been watching, let me know what you think. Check out some of my other stuff if that looks interesting. And until next time, I'll see ya. Bye.